Is Shai Gilgeous Alexander coming for the MVP award that many initially thought belonged to Nikola Jokic? Shai has been performing at an elite level, racking up unique records, and turning the Oklahoma City Thunder into a team no one wants to face. Not to mention, they even won an NBA Cup playoff game against the Mavericks this season. Of course, we're about to dive deep into Shai's stats and recent performances in this exciting NBA season. But do you know the secrets of his life off the court? The untold stories and hidden facts that make him even more intriguing? Stay tuned, because we're about to explore it all in this one video. At this point, it feels like the Oklahoma City Thunder are making history every other night. Seriously, whether it's a team record or an individual milestone, Oklahoma City Thunder is always in the conversation. And after Sunday night's big win over the Timberwolves, Shai Gilgeous Alexander just did something insane. Shai dropped 37 points in just 38 minutes, extending his streak of scoring at least 20 points in 51 straight games, while playing under 40 minutes. Let me say that again, 51 straight games. Before this, the record was 30. He didn't just break it, he absolutely shattered it. And the craziest part, he makes it look effortless. Now, some people, like Nick Young, have tried to push the idea that OKC is just feeding Shai stats, even in blowouts, to inflate his numbers. But that's just not true. Shai has literally sat out entire fourth quarters multiple times this season in double-digit wins. He's also 9th in minutes per game among the NBA's top 10 scorers. So no, he's not out there chasing numbers. He's just built different. At this point, what argument is left? Oklahoma City Thunder is the best team in the West, 46-10. And SGA is putting up prime Michael Jordan numbers, 32.3 points per game, 6.1 assist per game, 5.1 rebounds per game, 1.9 steals per game, 1.1 blocks per game, 52.2% field goal percentage, and vertical bar 36.0% three-point shooting percentage. He's efficient, he's dominant, and he's leading a championship contender. If that's not MVP worthy, then what is? Alright, let's talk about it. The MVP race is getting spicy. And right now, it's looking like a straight-up battle between Nikola Jokic and Shai Gilgeous Alexander. But here's the thing. Why isn't Jokic the clear frontrunner? The dude is putting up numbers we've never seen before, yet the conversation keeps shifting towards Shai. Is voter fatigue playing a role? Or has Shai genuinely done enough to take the crown? Even Jokic himself admitted it. This is the best he's ever played. And honestly, the stats back it up in a big way. He's averaging 29.6 points, 12.8 rebounds, and 10.3 assists, while shooting a ridiculous 59.7% from the field. But here's the wildest part. He's knocking down 47.1% of his threes. That's a higher percentage than Steph Curry has ever had in a single season. A center is out shooting the greatest shooter of all time. Let that sink in. On top of that, he's still doing what he always does, leading Denver in scoring, playmaking, and rebounding. And yet, he's not the MVP favorite. On the other side, Shai has been nothing short of phenomenal. He's improved in all the right areas and is leading Thunder to the best record in the West. He's putting up 32.4 points, 6 assists, and 5.3 rebounds per game, while shooting 90.1% from the free throw line. That's elite efficiency, and let's not forget, he's one of the best two-way guards in the game today. Shai is now in his 3rd straight season, averaging over 30 points per game, and he's doing it while keeping OKC at the top of the standings. That's a legit MVP resume. But is it enough to beat Jokic? Here's where it gets tricky. History tells us MVP races aren't always about pure stats. We saw Joel Embiid win last year, largely due to the "it's his time" narrative. We saw LeBron rack up MVPs in the early 2010s without voter fatigue being an issue. And now, we're seeing some people hesitate to give Jokic another MVP simply because he's already won it twice. But does that make sense? Should sustained dominance be punished, or should it be rewarded? One of Shai's biggest advantages is Oklahoma's record. The Thunder have held the top spot in the West for most of the season, but Denver is closing in. If the Nuggets finish ahead of Thunder, does that completely shift the conversation? If we're talking advanced metrics, Jokic is just on another level. His offensive rating, 124.8, is better than Shai's, 120.0, and his player impact estimate is also higher at 21.1 compared to 20.5. He dominates in net rating, 17.5 versus 12.0, effective field goal percentage, 61.8% versus 57.4%, and true shooting percentage, 65.5% versus 64.0%. So, who deserves it? At the end of the day, the MVP race is about who's truly the most valuable. Shai is a worthy candidate, no doubt, but if we're talking about the best player in the league right now, it's Jokic. He's putting up better numbers than Shaq ever did. His assists are higher than any center in history. His three-point shooting is better than Steph's best season. Anyway, only time will decide who is going to win the MVP this season. So, let's talk about Shai's life off the field. Shai Gilgeous Alexander is racking up wins, buckets, and dollars. But just how rich is he in 2024? Well, according to Celebrity Net Worth, Shai's sitting on an estimated $50 million. And let's be real, that number is only going up. Back in 2021, he secured the bag with a 5-year, $180 million deal with the Oklahoma City Thunder, proving he's one of the league's elite guards. And here's the wild part. He's only entering his prime. For the 2024-25 season alone, he's set to earn $35.8 million, and by 2026-27, that number jumps to $40.8 million. With the way he's playing, a Supermax extension could be coming sooner than we think. But it's not just NBA money rolling in. Shai is cashing in off the court too, thanks to endorsement deals with Converse, Foot Locker, and Nike. His game is elite, his style is top tier, and brands are lining up to work with him. And speaking of money moves, he went all in on real estate too. In spring 2023, Shai bought a $6.1 million mansion near Toronto. But what happened next was straight out of a movie. Just 2 days after moving in, a mystery visitor showed up at his door looking for the house's previous owner, Aiden Platersky, a so-called crypto king, caught up in a massive investor scandal. Turns out, the house had a history of angry visitors looking for revenge. After multiple threats, Shai and his wife decided to leave the property. Imagine buying your dream home, only to find out it's got baggage you never signed up for. Of course, with this level of wealth, you know his garage is looking insane. And yeah, Shai's car collection does not disappoint. He's rolling around in a Lamborghini Urus, a Mercedes G63 AMG, a Lamborghini Huracan, and even a Tesla Cybertruck. Luxury, power, and style, just like his game. And honestly, this is just the beginning. The Thunder are dominating, Shai is playing at an MVP level, and his brand is only getting bigger. The way things are trending, he could be one of the richest and most influential players in the game. Ever wonder where Shai Gilgeous Alexander gets his talent from? It's not just natural ability, it's in his DNA. His parents, Charmaine Gilgeous and Vaughn Alexander, played a massive role in shaping the player and person he is today. Shai's mother, Charmaine Gilgeous, wasn't just an athlete, she was an Olympian. Back in 1992, she competed in the Summer Olympics, representing Antigua and Barbuda as a track star. That elite speed and explosiveness? Yeah, Shai definitely inherited some of that. On the other side, his father, Vaughn Alexander, was all about basketball. He played at George Vanier Secondary School in Toronto, winning a city championship, and later became a coach. He was Shai's first trainer, helping him develop the smooth, controlled game that has made him one of the NBA's best. From perfecting his handles to understanding the pace of the game, his dad's influence is all over his play style. Shai isn't just making moves on the court, he's building a life off it too. In February 2024, he tied the knot with his longtime girlfriend, Haley Summers. And just a couple of months later, in April 2024, they welcomed their first child. That's all from the life of Shai Gilgeous Alexander so far. Whether it's dominating on the court, stacking up wins, or securing his future off the floor, Shai Gilgeous Alexander is only getting started. Will he take home the MVP this season, or will Jokic continue his reign? If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and let us know in the comments, who's your MVP pick? Until next time, stay locked in.